Stop talking to me. This ain't your restaurant. This ain't your restaurant. Everything you make, I can pull out my pocket right now. I ain't tripping on you. I ain't tripping. Get the hell out of my face. I'm not talking to you. I'm not talking to you.
Look at them, y'all. It looked like Bimmy spit this boy out. Tiny, you got some explaining to do.
Stop talking to me. This ain't your restaurant. This ain't your restaurant. Everything you make, I can pull out my pocket right now. I ain't tripping on you. I ain't tripping. Get the hell out of my face. I'm not talking to you. I'm not talking to you.
Y'all, the rumors are starting with T.I. It's coming out that King is not his son.
King Harris has been making news in unexpected ways, and the tale just gets messier every day. T.I. might not even be King's biological father, according to new allegations. A story that went viral right after a dad and son got into a public fight at an Atlanta Falcons game. Think about that. One of the most well-known hip-hop families is being torn apart by fights, live streaming, and shocking revelations.
A day in my life.
It all started on Instagram Live when King, who was already well known for having a fiery temper, was captured fighting with a man in the stands. I stood on business as though he were making a statement to the world, but he persisted in his tirade rather than cooling down. But I would not take it. The rapper stepped in and accused his child of disparaging the family and trying too hard to be nasty. When things got so out of control, I put King in a headlock in front of everyone to remind him who was in command of the household.
Stop talking to me. This ain't your restaurant. This ain't your restaurant. Everything you make, I can pull out my pocket right now. I ain't tripping on you. I ain't tripping. Get the hell out of my face. I'm not talking to you. I'm not talking to you. Who the hell is he? What's your name? My name King. You know it and your mama know it. Tell your mama Happy Mother's Day. Tell your mama Happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day. That file show.
King went all out on Instagram a few hours later, disparaging his father with remarks like, "I do not care who you are. I am a grown man now. Should I be mistaken, you ought to say so." Whether this was a privileged celebrity child venting, or if there was anything more serious going on beneath that candid remark, fans wondered. King's tantrums have previously garnered media attention. People still remember the time he treated the employees of Waffle House with disdain, acting as if he was superior to them just because his father is TIT. A startling justification of his son's behavior, rather than holding him accountable, served to further solidify the idea that King was entitled.
Yeah, man, it's a lot about that TV show, man, that got people confused. Because I live with my grandma. You know, we'll go to the house on like the weekend. They'll say, "Hey, we shooting today. We need y'all at the house. They'll come get me from my grandma's house."
The dispute then began when King offered the homeless man $50 in exchange for him eating a forbidden chip for 5 minutes without drinking any water. The man was clearly in pain, but King laughed it off and treated it as if it were a joke. Despite being publicly humiliated by fans, King maintained his behavior as though he were too important to admit his errors. Many fans disregarded King's claims that T.E.M.I. abandoned him in the hood and even mistreated him as a clout chaser after the Falcons game collapse. Because King was raised on a gated estate with a millionaire father.
Okay, so I would say what hurt me would be like, I'm honestly like my mom being like with Tip all the time.
Damn.
Like,
Timestamp that.
not timestamp that. I feel like even now and today, like that's how it is. Like they're just tied to the hip. But now I'm grown, so it's like I can't really. But it's like they rather go places with each other. So anytime he gotta go, she gotta go. She gotta go, he go. It's just.
Despite his parents' wealth, King actually lived in the hood with his grandmother for the majority of his childhood, according to receipts that began to surface. Everyone was surprised by that turn of events. Despite being lavished with attention by his parents, King did not grow up in T.I.'s home, which made him stand out from other children in the area. King said that he only truly got to see his father when it was time to film Family Hustle, the family's reality show. He would immediately return outside after the cameras had stopped. According to reports, T.I.'s children only visited him for the event and did not live with him on a full-time basis. While Tiny and T.I. they were busy traveling and living their own lives. Tiny's daughter Zonique disclosed that she primarily stayed with her grandma. Fans began criticizing T.I. for ignoring his children behind the scenes, despite portraying a picture-perfect family on television. As a result of all of this, the biggest bomb dropped at that moment. There were rumors that King had told pals that T.I. was not even his biological father. These rumors claim that this is the reason King becomes so upset when T.I. publicly shows him love. Their bond is not the same behind the scenes, thus it feels false. To exacerbate the situation, images of a man named B. Anthony became viral on the internet, and fans could not help but notice how much King looked like him. The internet erupted in conjecture over whether Tiny was related to B. And if this was the true father of King Harris's identity dilemma, the plot suddenly shifted from a disobedient boy misbehaving to family secrets, unspoken realities, and a young man who, although being born into wealth and renown, felt alienated in his own home. The tragedy here is that King may be surrounded by wealth, but his upbringing, which was divided between the spotlight of his parents' celebrity and the hood with his grandmother, left him damaged and in quest of explanations. The more King Harris's story is examined, the more it begins to resemble a chaotic reality show unfolding in real life. The topic of discussion changed from a pampered celebrity youngster to broken family secrets after that Falcons football clash, and many are still analyzing it. People are divided by King's assertion that he was abandoned in the neighborhood while his father led an opulent life. Fans claim that he is exaggerating in order to develop his rap character and position himself as an underdog in the music business. King actually spent the majority of his early years living with his grandmother, and his relationship with T.I. appeared to be more of an occasional television appearance than a regular father-son bond. Tension was already raised by that, but when you add rumors that T.I. might not be his biological father, the situation devolves into a full-fledged controversy. When people realize that the rumor is true, King's outbursts, such as when he told T.I. to stop making the world think you are with me when you are not, become more poignant, and without wasting any time, the internet detectives found pictures of Bi Anthony and King Harris side by side, and the similarity is undeniable. The comments section went crazy when fans began sharing side-by-side photos with phrases like, "You all telling me this am not King's daddy." The most absurd thing is that Tiny, King's mother, has never acknowledged this link in public, thus the rumors have been allowed to go unchecked. Perhaps the commotion would have subsided if she had stepped up with a categorical denial, but the quiet simply served to fuel the flames. King, on the other hand, is not helping himself with his public persona. His actions, from making fun of Waffle House employees to holding that harsh chip challenge with a homeless man, continue to paint him as a careless child who is seeking attention rather than a young man who is discovering his voice. Critics claim that he only acts out to make a statement in the hopes of advancing his rap career. Others, however, contend that it is the pain from not having a strong father figure and from continuously attempting to demonstrate that he is resilient enough to live alone. I stand on business like it is a shield to hide behind, and every time he cries, you can feel that internal turmoil. The King is keen to get respect from his own father as well as from others, with King yelling, "T.I. checking him," and the headlock that became the week's most popular meme. The Falcons game scene made that very evident. It appeared to the public that discipline had gone awry. It was a humiliation for the King. That is why his subsequent tirade on Instagram is so hurtful. He essentially admitted to the world that, rather than being loved, he feels like a mistake and a youngster who is only recognized for the cameras. Not to mention that King is not the only one who has complaints. According to Zonique, her mom and T.I. were often too busy traveling, so she lived with her grandmother. That depicts parents who established their empire while their children were left to fend for themselves without constant direction. Those who grew up watching Family Hustle are now coming to the realization that the contented family they saw on VH, the 1st of May, not have been as real as they seemed. People spent years investing in that image, so that realization hurts. The way that T.I. himself has handled it is what really elevates things. He occasionally stands up for King, as in the case of the Waffle House incident, dismissing his son's contempt as inconsequential. At other times, such as during the Falcons game, he is eager to publicly reprimand him, making King feel singled out. The riff is only made larger by that contradiction. Every gesture appears suspect when the paternity rumor is added. Critics claim that T.I.'s on-camera embrace of King is phony. They claim that King is revealing the truth when he snaps. It is an ongoing cycle of mistrust that is publicly visible on the internet. Do not assume that the rap community has not taken notice either. All of this family dysfunction has overshadowed King's rap career. People evaluate him based on whether he is genuinely from the streets, if he is entitled, and whether his father is who we believe him to be, rather than on his bars. His music cannot even breathe because of how heavy the doubt is. Some people claim that having famous parents is a curse. The public already has a tale written about you, regardless of what you do. However, King's story is being written with identity issues, absent parenting, and betrayal suspicions. For a young artist attempting to establish himself, that is a lot of baggage. Where does King Harris go from here is the key question at this point. There is now more to his story than just for anyone, especially someone who is still establishing themselves in the music industry. That is a lot of responsibility. Here's the opposite, though. Careers can be made or broken by scandals like these. Some artists utilize controversy as fuel, transforming their suffering into works of art that resonate with viewers who recognize the authenticity of their hardships. King could find a niche that sets him apart if he embraces the unvarnished reality of his tale, whether it is about feeling abandoned, growing up without his father, or struggling for respect. King's road is messy, but it is real, and the industry likes authenticity. Rawness appeals to others, and he has the opportunity to transform his suffering into powerful music. However, if he continues to act impulsively, treat employees disrespectfully, make fun of the homeless, and move carelessly, his reputation will be destroyed before his music has a chance to be heard. King is currently at a turning point in his life. He has two options. Either he rises above the drama and earns respect for his talent, or he becomes just another famous kid remembered for controversies. T.I. also has a part to play in this. He needs to go beyond public appearances and television shows if he really wants to patch things up with King. The public punishment and headlocks simply serve to exacerbate the injuries. King appears to truly desire love, support, and direction behind the scenes, not simply for the public to witness. Regardless of whether T.I. is his actual father or not, he comes across as the person King can rely on, rather than the adversary King believes he must battle. Because a father-son relationship is more than just blood, let us face it, it all comes down to trust, respect, and presence. But until then, the drama will continue to simmer, and the news stories will continue to surface. Because this story is unvarnished, loaded with secrets, and real, fans are captivated. Despite their best efforts to appear flawless on television, the Harris family's flaws are now visible to everybody. King's future is in jeopardy, and his next decisions will determine whether he is regarded as a renowned artist or merely another cautionary tale. There is no doubt that we will continue to hear about King Harris, T.I., and the familial turmoil that never goes away. What are your thoughts on the circumstances surrounding King Harris? Careless actions or a cry for assistance? Please share this with your followers, press the subscribe button, leave a comment, smash the like button, and share your thoughts below.